Good afternoon, everybody. So this week is week three, and we are going through with the chapter readings and the lectures from Dr. Paul. Um, I found this lecture to be really interesting. I personally don't know Dr. Paul, but it seemed like we really hit a hot topic or hot button with him. He was very candid and straightforward. Not that he hasn't been in the past, but I don't know if he's an emotional person, is what I'm trying to say. But he looked very frustrated um, during his presentation, and the subject that he presented on, I can understand why he was frustrated. He spoke about students not being good writers, but he also talked about how the teachers that are teaching them may not be properly prepared as well. I really enjoyed how he um, opened the lecture um, speaking about how instructors sometimes are able to get through programs without being challenged. And that really set up his lecture very well. Um, as I said before, he was real candid with reading and going through the examples, um, how it really tied in with the book and the chapter readings. And I'm going to look down a couple of times because I've marked in my book things that I want to get across. Was really, are we answering the questions that is being answered? So on page 63 in the book, um, it's in the middle of the paragraph. It talks about to understand someone's thinking, including our own, we must understand the functions it serves, what it is about the direction it is moving, the ends that make sense of it. Most of what we are after in our thinking is not obvious to us though. Raising human goals and desires to the level of conscious realization is an important part of critical thinking. And it just really ties everything together with, I know we've been talking about it for a couple of weeks, but really how we get to critical thinking and how our thoughts are connected. The other part was when we're reading others' papers, when we're trying to figure out if we've answered all the questions. It spoke about it in the second paragraph on page 63 at the bottom. Once we understand how people are approaching a question or topic, we usually are much better able to understand the whole of their thinking. Um, so I believe this is what Dr. Cooper was talking about with our thesis statement. Like, if it's not clear, if it's not precise, then how do you expect me as the reader to fully understand what you're trying to accomplish during this paper? Um, how that ties in later into this chapter is chapter 5, page 107, um, when it asks, what is the most fundamental question at issue? What is the question precisely? Is the question simple or complex? If it's complex, what makes it complex? Am I sticking to the question? So, of course, as we see this week, everything is tying in together with the standards. Um, we're able to see all the points and then be able to go back into our work and answer those questions. I know for myself, I'm going to have some work to do because I know I didn't answer all the questions that Dr. Cooper and Dr. Paul are alluding to. And so, but I'm excited about it because I think now I understand. I didn't understand before. And so for me, it's going to be a lot of work, but it's kind of, this is my aha moment, being able to read these chapters, listen to Dr. Paul, and get a clear picture of how to approach my papers, my artifacts, and how to kind of correct them. Um, he's given us a lot to think about as far as critical thinking, but really being able to take it in and kind of own that process. So once again, I enjoyed the video. I think Dr. Paul was very candid about the lack of education that or understanding that students have, but it's also because maybe our professors or maybe the teachers weren't properly prepared as well, and so that puts students at a disadvantage. So those are my aha moments and my takeaways for week 3. Thanks.